Good evening, everybody, and happy Halloween. It is the final trading day of October, a month that historically has not been a very good one for stocks, but this year, October doesn't look so scary after all. Today, stocks moved in a very narrow range for most of the session, but traders did seem to get spooked in the final hour and they sold off. In the end, the Dow was down 73, NASDAQ off nearly 11, and the S&P fell 6. But for the month, it was a good one for the bulls. The Dow up about 3%, the NASDAQ up about 4%, and the S&P 500 up better than 4.5% or thereabouts. And with the month of October coming to a close, the nights are colder, the days are shorter, and investors apparently afraid of very little for now.
One by one, the ghouls that might have ruined October for investors were sent packing. Ben Bernanke didn't start yanking on the monetary purse strings as some expected. The government closed, but then reopened, and everybody got paid, employees and creditors alike. Earnings a mixed bag with enough treats to balance out the tricks, and the economy's okay.
The economy's still growing at roughly 2%, right? So I think it is fairly resilient, and if we didn't get in our way, we would have actually been growing a little bit faster.
All in all, a pretty good recipe for stocks in a month that's earned its reputation for being unfriendly to equity investors. There was October 1929, of course. The market fell more than 20%, ushering in the Great Depression. There was 1987. The Dow crashed almost 23% in a day. And finally, 2008. At one point in that dark month, the Dow was down 28% for the month, despite the index's biggest one-day gain ever, more than 936 points on October 13th. This year, of course, it's different. Record highs for the Dow, up 3%. The S&P 500 up almost 5%. The Russell 2000 nearly 3% higher. And NASDAQ, with a gain of 4% this month, is higher than it's been in 13 years. Investment trick or treat?
Try not to think about the levels because then it scares you.
I'm getting a little bit more nervous. I'm kind of fighting the greed demons.
So what happens from here? Well, that naturally is anybody's guess, really. Seasonality, though, is on your side. Typically, the markets go higher in November and December. Then again, with the S&P 500 already up 23% or more this year, maybe there's a reason to be scared of heights.